endometrial lines, right, by under the effect of estrogen and progesterone, right, that endometrial lines of the uterus creates a favorable conditions for the implantation of embryo, right, for not only implantation, for the nourishment also. भैया उसको जो food, the food which is required for the developing embryo, it is supplied into the uterus only, right, by means of that umbilical cord which is get connected to the body of mother and body of that fetus. Clear? ठीक है ना बच्चों? तो all that favorable conditions, right, which are created by means of that endometrial lines, blood capillaries, blood vessels, right, along with certain layers of tissues are formed, delicate layers of tissues are formed on the endometrial lines or endometrial layers, innermost layer of that uterus. All that along with the degenerated female egg, it is get shedding off, it is get removed, it is removed step by step, and for this near about 3 to 4 days duration is required. How much time is required for this? 3 to 4 days duration is required, and in this duration near about 40 to 80 ml of blood is removed from the body of that mother or body of that sister. Clear? This phase is called as a, this is the first phase, this is called as menstrual phase, or it is also called as the blood is removed from the reproductive system or from the body of that mother, so that's why it is also called as a bleeding phase. It is also called as a bleeding phase. Now the second phase of menstrual cycle, it is called as a proliferative phase. It is also known as a follicular phase. It is also known as a follicular phase. And in this phase, what kind of changes takes place into the ovaries? Out of two ovaries, there are two ovaries, right? Out of that two ovaries, any one ovary, right, it participates in this phase, right? Means suddenly, under the effect of FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, which is hormone this one? Which hormone is this one? Follicle stimulating. Under the effect of follicle stimulating hormone, any one immature follicle start converting into mature follicle, means start converting into Graafian follicle. Clear? Means here in this phase, follicle under the effect of FSH is converted into completely mature follicle, that is called as a Graafian follicle. And because of that, the diploid oocytes, right, which oocyte whose ploidy level is 2n, convert into haploid ovum or female egg cell. And the ploidy level of this one is n. It means that oocyte must have undergone the process of meiosis. Clear? कौन सा प्रोसेस हुआ होगा बच्चों इसके साथ में? Meiosis होगा. Meiosis is a process in which ploidy level from 2n it is converted into n. In case of mitosis, right, ploidy level is written as it is. If ploidy level is n, it is written as it is n. If ploidy level is 2n, it is written as 2n. Clear? Means in case of, see here, cell division दो प्रकार का होता है बच्चों, meiosis and mitosis. So what kind of changes takes place in case of that ploidy level? On the basis of that, cell division is divided into two types, meiosis and mitosis. In case of mitosis, ploidy level it written as it is. जो ploidy level है उसी को ही वैसा ही रहने दिया जाता है, उसमें कोई change नहीं होता है. But in case of meiosis, when the cell division takes place by means of meiosis process, then that time ploidy level क्या होता है? It is reduced by half. आधा किया जाता है. मतलब ploidy level 2 है तो 2 का क्या होगा डॉटर सेल में 1. Means if in case of mother cell, if ploidy level is 2n, then after the division in case of daughter cell Ploidy level remains only one, that is young. Clear? So boys and girls, these changes takes place into the ovaries. And what kind of changes takes place into the uterus? Into the uterus during this follicular stage phase or proliferative phase. क्या changes होते हैं बच्चों in case of this stage? As that Graafian follicle under the effect of FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, follicle converted into Graafian follicle. All of you know that Graafian follicle, it has two coverings which are called as a theca, right? Theca cells are present and there are two coverings are there, theca externa and theca interna. And below that theca interna, one more layer of a cell is present, that is called as the granulosa cells, right? As soon as this Graafian follicle, it is means that follicle, it is converted completely into Graafian follicle, right? Then the granulosa cells which are present into the Graafian follicles start secreting a hormone that is called as estrogen. That is called as a estrogen. Means granulosa cells बच्चों कौन से cells होते हैं? Right? Granulosa cells in Graafian follicle start secreting which hormone? Estrogen hormone. And because the secretion of estrogen hormone, due to its effect, endometrial lines, right, starts developing on the endometrium wall of the uterus, which is the innermost wall of the uterus of mother. Clear? So because of this, what kind of changes takes place in uterus? Uterus में कौन से changes होते हैं बच्चों? Because of effect of secretion of which hormone? Estrogen hormone. Process of formation of endometrial lines. Endometrial lines. Process of formation of endometrial lines takes place. On endometrium. Clear? Means the process of formation of a thin layer of various kinds of tissue, right? Along with blood vessels, blood capillaries, right? Starts taking place. ये देखो बच्चों, ये suppose this is ये fundus ऊपर का, right? So this uterus, it is made up of by three distinct layers. Outermost layer, middle one layer, and innermost layer, right? Innermost layer, it is called as a endometrium. It is called as a endometrium. Middle one,
myometrium.
right? It is called as a
Myometrium.
and outermost is called as a
Perimetrium.
So boys and girls, from this side also same. ऐसे तीन लेयर होंगे. So boys and girls, ये जो innermost layer जो होता है, on the walls of that complete endometrium. Suppose this is the endometrium layer. right? Here, the process of formation of layer of tissue, right? Delicate layer, very thin size, right? A layer, it is starts process of formation of that layer, along with blood capillaries, blood vessels, right? For what purpose this layer is formed? Better. For what purpose it is formed, right? It that layer, it is produced there, or it is formed because of implantation of the embryo. If that embryo is, if the process of fertilization takes place and that zygote convert into embryo, and the process of implantation of embryo takes place into the fundus part of the uterus, clear? So it requires that favorable condition, favorable atmosphere, clear? It requires food also for the nourishment and for the favorable conditions of that growth and development of the embryo into the uterus. A process of formation of thin layer along with blood capillaries, it is required, and first time it takes place under the process, under the effect of estrogen hormone, and the process of secretion of estrogen hormone, it takes place by means of the cells which are present into the Graafian follicle are called as a granulosa cells. Which cells these are? Granulosa cells. This process of secretion of estrogen hormone, it is done by means of the cells which are present into the reproductive system of that female. Which cells they are? Granulosa cells. Sometime you can means it is asked like this also, whether that Graafian follicle secretes. Yes, Graafian follicle secretes the estrogen हार्मोन, लेकिन ग्राफियन फॉलिकल में का कौन से सेल्स estrogen हार्मोन सिक्रेट करते हैं? ग्रैन्युलोसा सेल्स. Clear boys girls, right? So these changes take place into the uterus of mother, right? Now into the third stage, that is called as a ovulatory phase. Third phase is called as a ovulatory phase. It is also called an ovulatory phase, right? 1 minute. यश तो लाईटला शेवटचं बटन टाक तिथे, लास्ट थोडंसं त्याला प्रेस कर आणि ते फॅन पण टाकून दे तुझ्यासाठी. आणि तिथे चेअर असेल बेटा बघ, ठीक आहे? नाहीतर तू बघू शकतो ती चेअर घेऊन तिथं या मुलीच्या मागे बस, ठीक आहे ना? टाइम दे का? ठीक है ना बच्चों? Now in this phase, changes takes place into the ovary. This phase, ovulatory phase, mainly it is related with ovary. ये किससे related है बच्चों? Ovary के साथ related. What kind of changes takes place into the ovaries? That mature Graafian follicle, right? Under the effect of which hormone? Luteinizing hormone. Right? As it get rupture, Graafian follicle it get rupture, and ovum cell, which is a haploid cell, or it is also called as a female egg cell, which is a germ cell. Why it is called as germ cell? Because it participates into the process of fertilization. In our body, there are three main types of cells are there. Three major types of cells are there. How many? Three. Right? On what basis? On the basis of their function. Right? The cells which participate into the process of fertilization are called as a germ cells, and the cells of human body of human being which participate into the process of growth and development are called as a somatic cells, and the cells which undergoes the process of differentiation, right, are called as the stem cells. Stem cells are the cells which undergoes the process of differentiation. What do you mean by differentiation? Differentiation क्या होता है बच्चों? When a mother cell undergoes the process of cell division, right, it produces the daughter cells. But if the structure and function of mother cell is different and structure of function of daughter cell is different, then that time this process of cell division is called as a differentiation. And in case of differentiation process, new different daughter cells are produced, right, which are having different structure and different function with respect to the mother cell. मतलब mother cell का structure और function क्या होता है? Different होता है, और उससे produce होने वाले डॉटर सेल का फंक्शन और स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है? डिफरेंट होता है. इस प्रोसेस को क्या कहते हैं बच्चों? डिफरेंशिएशन. क्लियर? बट हियर इन केस ऑफ ओव्यूलेटरी फेज, अंडर द इफेक्ट ऑफ luteinizing hormone, that mature Graafian follicle, it get burst and haploid ovum cell which is present inside it, it is get released, right? And it is get released from that ovary, it enter into the ostium part of the infundibulum of oviduct, or it is also called as a fallopian tube of mother reproductive system. Clear? It is also called as a fallopian tube. Oviduct, it is also called as a fallopian tube. Means in this case, from the ovary, right? Ovum is released from mature Graafian follicle into which part? Ostium part of infundibulum of oviduct, or it is also called as a fallopian tube. Clear? This phase is called as a ovulatory phase. This phase is called as a ovulatory phase, right? Clear? No changes takes place into the uterus. Means uterus में क्या होगा? Process of formation of thin layer only it will take place. But because of ovulation उसमें कोई change होता है क्या? नहीं. After this ovulatory phase, last phase of menstrual cycle, it starts. It is called as a secretory or luteal phase. It is called as a secretory, or it is called as a luteal phase. Now, boys and girls, as I told you, ovum is released. Ovum is released out from that mature Graafian follicle. It is released from the mature Graafian follicle. Now that empty Graafian follicle, which is vacant, which does not contain that ovum in it now. Now it is called as a corpus luteum. Right? It is called as a ovary में. Ovary में क्या change हो रहा है बच्चों? Right? Graafian follicle. Now it is called as a corpus luteum. And this corpus luteum, it secretes a hormone. Secrete hormone. And this hormone is called as a progesterone. It is called as a progesterone. And because of the effect of secretion of progesterone, again that process of formation of thin lines, clear, into the not into the process of formation of thin lines on the endometrium part of uterus of mother takes place again. And finally that complete that endometrium part of female reproductive system, right? It now become ready for the implantation of embryo and for the nourishment of that embryo. It become ready. Clear? Means the process of formation of endometrial lines along with blood vessels and favorable conditions takes place into the endometrial walls of that uterus under the effect of two types of hormone, that is a estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen is secreted by means of the granulosa cells of which are present into the Graafian follicle. They are present into the Graafian follicle. And progesterone hormone, it is secreted by means of the after the ovulation of that ovum, from the rupturing of that, from the ruptured Graafian follicle into the ostium part of the infundibulum of the oviduct, right? So that remaining part of the remaining ruptured part of the Graafian follicle, now it is called as a corpus luteum. It is called as a corpus luteum. And this remaining part of the corpus luteum, which is called as corpus luteum, remaining part of the graphene follicle, which is called as a corpus luteum. It secretes another hormone, fourth type of hormone, which is which plays a vital role into the female reproductive systems of menstrual cycle of the female reproductive system. That is called as a progesterone.
Progesterone.
And progesterone also, just like a estrogen, it helps for the formation of thin layers, thin tissue layers, means endometrial lines तैयार होने के लिए help करता है, right? So these are the four stages of the female reproductive system, right? Any doubt?
No, sir.
So this is a menstrual cycle of female or mother or sister, right? And this process continues for, means this process, it is carried, not continued. This process is carried for every
28.
28 to 30 days. Clear? So this is a menstrual cycle. It is useful up to 10th standard, not 11th or 12th. 11th और 12th में बच्चों इसमें और थोड़ा सा डीप है, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
ओके, विल स्टॉप हियर. करो बेटा, आप लोग जा सकते हो, गर्ल्स जा सकते हो. ये थामा नहीं, थामा जाऊँ नका. इकट करता हूँ.